It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live stream Q&A. As always, let me know if there's any issues with the stream, any lag or anything like that. Also, this one is going to be a kind of special, you could say, Q&A because we're going to be doing a giveaway. If you've been following the posts I've been putting out on the channel, you probably knew that, but we're going to be giving away this right here. So if you have PS4 and if you have the FIFA 21 game, you could actually win the Ultimate Team code for that, which comes with a lot of great perks. I can actually put it up here so you can see. So this is what you could end up winning. Now I'm going to explain the rules in a little bit in terms of how you can actually participate. But from the get-go, the first things that needs to happen for you to be able to participate is you need to be a subscriber and you need to have your subscription be public so that I can see that you're a subscriber. But I'm going to explain the rules on how you can actually enter the draw that we're going to do. I'll talk more about that in the middle of the stream when we have more people join. Let's see who's on the chat. Mario, what's up? How are you? Glad you could join, Mario. I'm doing great. How are you doing? And also, for those of you that don't know, this is the football for everyone else, but soccer for North American fans. So this is the soccer game. So if you have like another FIFA game, this is not going to work on that. And also, obviously, you have to have the exact game, which is the newest one that came out, I think, late last year, if I remember right. This is going to be one of many more giveaways that we're going to do. Obviously, this has nothing to do with like some of the stuff we cover on the channel. It's not like what we do on the channel is not sports related, but I thought because I had that, I'll start with that. But we're definitely going to be doing more giveaways that fits more of the stuff that we do on the channel. So yeah, ask away your questions and your comments in the chat. Put that in the chat and then we'll get a discussion going here. For those of you that are just joining us, we will be talking more about the giveaway if you're here for that. So stick around. I wonder if something's going on with the stream because it seems like there's some lag. Let me know if you're experiencing issues and I'll check it out. So far, I think there might be a little bit of lag, but we'll see. Mario, for what are you doing Q&A The Walking Dead, for what's to come? The Q&A part of this video or this stream is the exact same we've been doing all along. Nothing new. It's just we're gonna be doing a giveaway during the live stream. I'm not gonna announce the winner during the live stream. It'll come next live stream next Friday, but you can enter the giveaway in this live stream and not afterwards. So whoever's on the chat right now live can participate in the giveaway. And obviously, like I said, you have to be a subscriber and you have to be a public subscriber, which means that I have to be able to see that you are subscribed. There was a talking about, let's switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the Walking Dead stuff that they released. Maybe that'll be a great segue into some of the questions that may come in. They released a bunch of new pictures from 10C, which I did a video on, and also some new pictures for 6B of Fear the Walking Dead. So I did a video on that, talked a lot about, you know, what sort of stuff we can piece together based on those pictures. there was one picture of Daryl walking along the train tracks, and one of the subscribers actually mentioned in the comment section that I got that wrong. So yes, I want to shout him out. Let me actually grab his channel. Masked Ninja, thank you for bringing it up in that video that I did. You are absolutely right, because in that video I mentioned that that was a flashback of Daryl, but it wasn't. And Masked Ninja brought this up. He's actually wearing the vest that looks identical to the new vest that he's basically built. Judith kind of helped him design it, if you remember, in season 10, if I remember right. So that's not a flashback of Daryl from season 9. So that's actually a current timeline Daryl Dixon, which is something that I predicted wrong. But the other thing that they released was a Fear the Walking Dead teaser. I discussed that on a separate video, but there's a lot of interesting stuff coming up with Morgan and John in Fear the Walking Dead 6B, which I didn't think we're gonna see anything like that, like some sort of a internal conflict, but it seems like that's where they're going with it, which is interesting. Mario, I have heard episode 17 is pretty decent and an interesting one. Yeah, I did a video talking about the early review that came in from one of the sources, or Forbes. They covered the first 2 episodes. That's what they said. They said the first episode is good, decent, solid episode. But the second episode was disappointing. And based on some of the more spoilerish, rumorish information that have come out that I discussed on other videos regarding Daryl, I know, or I think I know exactly why episode 18, or the second bonus episode, is going to be a disappointment or a letdown for most fans. But yeah, I've heard great stuff from the first episode. It seems like it's going to be an awesome episode to start this bonus bundle that we have. Mario, Reapers seem interesting group, but I doubt they will explore them in The Walking Dead. Yeah, so for those that don't know, the Reapers are actually the group of people after Maggie's group. So it seems like the Reapers, who are a new villainous group, actually attacked the community that Maggie was in when she was gone. It seems like they destroyed their place and they had to evacuate, and they were all separated. And it seems like Georgie also separated from everyone, so Maggie doesn't know where Georgie is. But that group is called the Reapers. And it looks like, based on some of the information that have come out and based on the early review, the Reapers could actually be after Maggie and the people that escaped. So there is a chance that we might see the Reapers in the bonus episodes of season 10. It's also possible that they may spill over into season 11, but that's less likely. It seems like they're just going to be a villain or villainous group for the mini arc that we have in the bonus bundle. But yeah, it seems like they're going to be a very interesting group that may actually or they may actually make the bonus bundle stand on their own. You know what I mean? Because I always thought the bonus episodes were just meant to kind of keep us going, but not really get into new storylines. But it seems like, especially with the introduction of the Reapers, or the cameo that Reapers are going to make, they are going to make something in this bonus bundle that is relevant for the story in the grand scheme of things. So that's going to be super interesting. Also, if you remember, there was one picture of Maggie and there was someone in a camouflage uniform behind her, if you remember that. That could be a Reaper. So that's interesting. Also, in one of the teasers, there was a shot, or there was a scene with Maggie getting trapped. There was a rope that it pulled her up, if you remember. If you've seen that teaser, you know what I'm talking about. the Reapers could be responsible for that as well. Also, there was an explosion in one of the teasers behind Maggie. That could also be related to the Reapers as well. So all of those could be very, very interconnected. Mario, one of the writers that got screeners on Twitter, went into details, and I hope it's like really cool. And I hope it's like really cool. Oh yeah, like they went through some of the details about the episode, and you're hoping that we see that? Yeah. I mean, based on what I've seen and heard about the first episode, it seems like it's going to be a very solid start to the scene, to the bonus bundle. I keep wanting to call it a season, but I keep having to remind myself that it's not a new season. Mario, he said, the last 15 minutes are full action-packed. I hope we see a lot more action-packed episodes, not just for this one episode, but I hope more of the episodes are action-packed and not as bottled as I feel we're going to see, or as bottled as I think we're going to get. But we'll have to wait to see how the other episodes turn out. But yeah, the first episode seems like it's going to be a good one. Masked Ninja, do you think the Reapers will be in season 11? No, I think that it's going to be convoluted. Like, the story is going to be too much. I think if they introduce a new villain in season 11, it's going to oversaturate things just a little bit, because I do feel like they're going to need to do what they did in the comics as far as the ending of the Whispers arc, which is some Whispers remaining and having to be dealt with. So I think they're going to have to do that if they want to do the story in the comics justice. And I think it's a good idea to do that story. So they're going to need to do that. They're obviously going to need to do the Commonwealth storyline in season 11. So it's going to be oversaturated, like the storyline, if they want to bring in the Reapers as well. Because let's not forget, it's the final season. So they're going to need to do what they need to do to finish the story for the main series. And based on how much they're going to need to involve the Rick storyline, or not the Rick storyline, but the CRM storyline, or if they're going to tease it or whatever. I don't know how much they're going to do that, but depending on how much they're going to bring all of these different pieces together, it could be oversaturated just a tiny bit. Mario, and he calls him a Reaper Sniper for some reason. Oh, maybe he's referring to that camouflaged guy. That would explain why he's a... Oh my... I just remembered something. So I'm starting to piece things together just now. Because the Reapers seem to be a military-style group, right? Based on what we've seen. Also, the camouflaged guy. It fits that kind of military-style group, right? Also, there was a picture of Daryl killing a walker wearing a military uniform. So I thought that was from a flashback, and I was trying to connect it to CRM in my other video, but now that I think about it, maybe that's not the case. Maybe there's a connection between that walker wearing the military uniform and the Reapers. That could be. And based on what you said about them calling them, or one of their members, Reaper Sniper, you could kind of piece things together even more. So yeah, that's extremely interesting. Thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, so going back to the other discussion about season 11, the other thing that they're going to need to do in season 11 is, aside from the Commonwealth stuff and the stuff that, like the rest of the Whispers arc, like I said, and also finishing the season and possibly segueing that into the fourth spin-off and possibly setting up the movie. The other thing they need to do in the final season, I think, is If that's where they're going with it, because I've heard some rumors that Fear is gonna end after season 7, and they might segue season 7 of Fear into the main story, the main season 11 story. So if they want to do something like that, that means that that's going to be another part of the story. So even though, yes, the season is going to be longer, it's going to be an extended season, that's a lot of different pieces that need to come together. So if they bring in the Reapers in season 11, that's just too much in terms of making sure that they do all of those stories justice. Mario, I mean, if he's in camo suit with sniper, that is badass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, if that guy is that sort of person that does the sniping for the group, yeah. And that's something we've never seen, like a group like that, right? So I love that they're introducing more unique and I would say groups that stand on their own, and they're unlike anything we've seen before. So I love that they're doing that. Masked Ninja, do you think it's possible the Reapers are connected to CRM? Yes and no. If by connected you mean they come from CRM or they are part of the CRM, I don't think so. But if you mean they are connected to the CRM in the same way that maybe the Omaha colony is, then yes, I think so. I think that like Portland, Omaha, sort of something like that. So they might have like a alliance with CRM. That's what I'm trying to say. If that's what you mean, yes, I think so. There could be some sort of a connection, especially if the Reapers are way more militarized than any other group that we've seen. But if by that you mean they are working with the CRM, like they're actually with them, I don't think so. Mario, like 10 years into the apocalypse, we fight some military group like CRM that are like in army uniforms. Yeah. The discussion about Reapers and the CRM is very interesting as well. And depending on where they go with their Reapers in season 10, that might actually be something that might come back around. So going back to what I said about how they want to set up the CRM possibly and segue into the fourth spinoff, maybe the Reapers are their way to do that. Maybe what we're thinking of the Reapers is not accurate, where we think that they're just an external group again, like any other group that we've seen. Maybe they are in some sort of way connected to the CRM, like I said, and maybe that is what's gonna segue the story into that direction in season 11. And if that's the case, then yes, it's possible, extremely possible actually, that the Reapers are gonna be in season 11 in some shape or form. Maybe not to begin, maybe they just go away after season 10C and they come back around at the end of season 11. Something else that might be possible. Maybe even they are gonna be attacking, just like they attacked Maggie's group and community. They may even be attacking not only Alexandria. Remember that picture that was released from filming, like when they started filming, and how in a video we mentioned that Alexandria was attacked. So they could be attacking Alexandria in 10C, and possibly when they leave Alexandria to go to Commonwealth, they might attack Commonwealth, and they might be a threat over Commonwealth for the last season. And who knows, maybe that's what segues into the fourth spinoff. Maybe they realize that they are connected to a group not called CRM, like they might not know the CRM by name, but a large group like that. And that might be what pushes Daryl, Carol, and some other people to go after that group, because they may not know how much they know about their group and community. They might come after them. So there could be some sort of a connection there. Masked Ninja, like allies. Yeah, I think you were just responding to my question. Yeah, if by connected you mean CRM and Reapers could be allied, yes, I think so. Mario Reapers is like straightforward name, so they are probably some death squad. Yeah, could be. They could be a partition of the CRM as well. Like, the CRM is just the Civic Republic, right? But the military of the Civic Republic. So maybe a partition of the Civic Republic, are the Reapers. And maybe the Reapers, unlike the CRM, who are more into like the finding a cure and things like that, maybe the Reapers are more into neutralizing threats that might exist without compromising the CRM, if that makes sense. So that's also possible. Mario, and to have military gear and snipers this far into the future is like very weird. Yeah, they must have some sort of a backing of a large organization. That's obvious. Especially if their weaponry is super advanced. And at this point, the only group fitting that description is the CRM. So I think that there's a very good chance that there could be some alliance between them and the CRM. And maybe even, like I said, a small possibility that they're a part or a partition of the CR itself. All right, we're gonna give it, let's see how far in we are. Okay, we are in 20 minutes, I think. So we're gonna give it another 5 minutes, and then we're gonna start some of the discussion about the giveaway and how you can participate. So we'll go for another 5 minutes of Q&A, and then we'll talk about the giveaway stuff a little bit. Start the actual, not the giveaway itself, but start the process of getting people to participate. And then after that, we'll go back to some of the Q&As that might have come up that I missed, or just continue with the Q&As for a little bit. Mario, do you want to hear what I've heard? At least what I read. If it's not a spoiler, then yes, sure, absolutely. Masked Ninja, I wonder if it's possible that Rick and Heath were forced to tell the Civic Republic where these communities are. I don't think Rick would give that information away, but maybe Heath or someone like that. But at the same time, it's been like years. So if Heath gave that information up early on, then why has it taken them so long to come after these groups? You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of timeline issue going on. Mario, and what I mean from that is what I've heard from the sources, a few sources. Again, if you know for sure they're spoiler sources, then I don't want to know. But if it's sources that are just exclusive information that may not necessarily be spoilers, then yes, you can share. Mario, and what's going on with Maggie? Again, if it's not spoilers, then yes, sure, you can share that. Jose Hernandez, could we see Rick's brother Jeff Grimes in a spin-off? Here's the thing. I highly doubt they're even going to bring that to the TV universe. Especially with how much story is going on right now. Between the Rick stuff, the Maggie stuff, the movies, the Fear the Walking Dead stuff, World Beyond stuff, all of that, and the spin-off that they're doing. I don't think there's going to be another spin-off like that. If anything, if there's anything that they want to do with bringing that story from the comics to life, then they're going to need to, or they're most likely going to do that in Tales of Walking Dead. That would be the best place for it. Mario, I think it was in the Forbes article. I also. Yeah, sure, then yeah, you can share. I might have read it already in the video that I did, but yeah, you can definitely share that. About Maggie being ambushed by Reapers. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the stream. About the Reapers and who they are. So yeah, I read that too, that they're going to be attacked, like where Maggie was. They were attacked by the Reapers. They separated. The Reapers came after Maggie and the group of people that escaped. That's what I read in the Forbes article. All right, another minute of the first section of our Q&A, and then we'll get into some of the giveaway discussions. Mario, about so I don't think this so I don't think it's included in Forbes article, but I've heard that they get ambushed somewhere in Tennessee. I think I read that somewhere. I don't know where I read that. I think it was a comicbook.com article. But yeah, I did hear that. I did or read about that. And if that's true, then let me actually see. Before I say this, let me make sure. I just want to look at the map. I was gonna see not distance, but relative distance between the Tennessee area and where they are in World Beyond, which is Nebraska. And yeah, it's a long distance. I was gonna say maybe there's gonna be some sort of link there, but probably not. Give me 1 sec, my camera battery's dying. Give me 1 second, we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. Mario, so that is very close to our survivors. Oh yeah, definitely. The Tennessee area and where the group is right now. Yeah, there's definitely, it's close enough where it's realistic that there would be some sort of a overlap. Mario, and if they are all in those camo suits, I don't even know, or I don't even think anyone can notice them, and they can ambush group after group. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant earlier when I said they're a different type of group, different type of threat, different than the Whispers, different than the Saviors, different than any other threat that we've seen so far. Yeah, Mario, in the forest they're basically invisible. Yeah, absolutely. Mario, and if they have snipers, it could be very bad for our survivors. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest advantage that they have, right? The camouflage and the fact that they have good snipers. Because let's be honest, Rick has a sniper, or Rick had a sniper rifle at some point, right? In Fear the Walking Dead, they have them, but they're not good shots. But if it's an actual sniper that's been trained, that takes things to a whole different level. Drad HD, I hope I'm saying that right, the name. What do you think of the future of Hilltop? They're going to rebuild it at some point in season 11, but once they find Commonwealth, they're probably going to just migrate there if they're following the comics, which could be a result of another kind of destruction that might happen there or something like that. Caleb Hunt, do you think the CRM is what's left of the military, of the US military? Because the US military never tried anything after Operation Cobalt, I think you mean, that we saw in Fear? Yeah, it could be. I think there's definitely some remaining military personnel from the US government that may not, that probably built the CRM, honestly, quite honestly. If not build it, then they were a big part of how successful it is now. Not successful, how big it is now. Mario, if that group is like army vets or army pre-apocalypse, they can be really dangerous encounter. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they're ready for a group like that. As badass as the survivors are, as great as the survivors are, if they're facing off with a military, an actual military, then all things are off the table for them. Like, they probably don't have any advantage whatsoever, if you think about it. Even the number they have on them is not going to help them in a situation like that, because sometimes it's not about the number of people you have. It's about the strategy and how much skill you have in that type of encounter. You know what I mean? All right, so let's pause for a little bit and jump into the giveaway stuff. So let's backtrack. So what we're going to do is do a giveaway right now. We're going to announce the winner next Friday night during our stream, but you can actually participate in our giveaway right now, basically. So what we're going to be giving away is this right here. So if you have FIFA 21 on PS4, you can win this right here. I can actually, let me see. I can actually do this, which is a lot easier. So you can win the Ultimate Team code. And included in this is one rare gold pack, one rare gold players pack, and 3 icon loan items for 5 games. And again, that's based on what's written on there. I don't know what it means exactly, but that's because I don't play Ultimate Team. But if you play, then you might know exactly what that is. But yeah, you also have to not only have PS4 and the game, you also have to have a PlayStation account to be able to download this, to redeem this code that you can win. But other than that criteria, you have to be a subscriber on the channel here, and you have to have your subscription be public, so I can see that you're a subscriber. So how can you participate? You can actually, what you need to do is you need to tag the channel on the chat so that it lights up or gets highlighted so I can see it. And you need to say hashtag and then FIFA 21. So @ the channel name to tag the channel so I can see it. And then you need to say hashtag FIFA 21. You can do that right now. So you can do that. And then I'm going to take the first 3 people that do that, and they'll be in the draw. So actually I was just looking at the number of people we have. We only have like 4 people on, so let's do the first 3 or 2. The first 2 people, let's say. The first 2 people, I was actually going to say originally the first 5, but I was thinking we're going to get more people on the chat. But the first 2 people that do that can enter a draw that I'm going to do. And I'll do the draw after the stream. First, I'll have to verify that you're a subscriber again. But once I do that, I'll do the draw, and then one of the 2 of the people that are gonna enter can win. And then next stream, I'm gonna announce the winner, and I'll send the code to you somewhere, Instagram, Facebook, whatever works, whatever. We'll be able to find a way to send it to you. So I'm gonna take this away, and if you don't want to participate in the giveaway, that's completely fine. If you don't have the game or you don't have PS4 or whatever, we'll do more types of giveaways later on. So that's just the first of many more. But yeah, so it's open. You can do what I said if you want to participate. Let's jump into the questions again. Let me see, where was I? Mario, like even CRM with night vision and whatever they have could have problem with that group. The CRM will be more equipped to deal with the Reapers or a group like the Reapers, but I do agree that they're not, depends on how equipped they are and how skilled they are. Like, if it's just a normal survivor but in a CRM uniform, they're not going to be able to do much, you know? Or they're not going to be as effective. But if it is, then it could be closer, you know what I mean? Drad HD, do you think Alexandria will stay standing? Because I've seen pics and it looks like some of it is destroyed. Yeah, we talked about that picture that was released. I think it's going to be ambushed, but by most likely the Reapers, but maybe another group, but most likely the Reapers. I think they're going to start rebuilding it, but I do think that long term, both Hilltop and Alexandria are going to be they're not going to be functioning as well as they used to, just like the Kingdom, how it fell. So they're going to need to, at some point, think about moving on. And Commonwealth is the best or the next best place for that. Mario, I'm gonna have to pass on the giveaway. I don't play FIFA, lol. No problem, like I said, but it's gonna be the start of some more giveaways that we're gonna do later on. And I haven't really thought about what we could be doing a giveaway on later on, but this was a start because I just happen to have this and I don't use it. So, but we're definitely going to do more giveaways later. Mario, I cannot wait for the episode. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, here's the thing. There's really 3 to 4 of these bonus episodes that I'm super excited for. The first one is actually Here's Negan. That's the one I'm most excited for. Next is actually going to be episode 1, like 10:17. The third one is actually going to be, I think 10:21 or 10:20. One of those two. The one where we revisit Commonwealth and what happened there. And the fourth one is actually going to be the Father Gabriel and Aaron episode. And if I had to choose another one, fifth one would be episode 18 with Daryl and his backstory. And the last one is the Daryl-centric episode, which is most likely going to be a very disappointing and slow episode based on what I've heard about that episode. Drad HD, I have a question. Out of these communities, Alexandria, Hilltop Kingdom, or Oceanside, where do you want to live in the apocalypse? I think at this point, Alexandria, because Hilltop is broken or it's destroyed. But before Hilltop was destroyed, I would have picked Hilltop because it's a better community overall than Alexandria. But right now, Alexandria. And when all of those communities were at their prime, I would choose probably Alexandria because it has more room for improvement because it has a good foundation. Hilltop, I feel like it's very small still compared to Alexandria in terms of living space. So, yeah, I would choose Alexandria in that case. Mario, I'm gonna go with Splinter, Home Sweet Home, and Here's Negan. Top 3, yeah. In that order, though. Because those are sort of my top 3 as well, but not in that order. Drad HD and why? I think I answered that, right? That goes back to your question, like which one of the communities I would rather be in. I think I answered that all the way. Let me know if you want me to elaborate on that. Mario, yeah, Splinter top 1 for sure. I want to see Commonwealth episode. See, I feel like we're not going to see as much of Commonwealth as we think we are. So because of that, I'm not going to put that as number 1. But it's definitely up there for me. Looks like we're getting a bit of lag. Let me know if it gets super bad and I'll reset the stream. Drad HD, what do you think of the future of Judith? She's a legacy character, right? So they're not going to kill her. They're not going to move her into the 4th spin-off. I don't think so. I think she's going to remain in Commonwealth. And I think later on, down the road, in a few years, maybe a couple years, when they want to do like a spin-off kind of thing, she would be a great character to start that spin-off. Because she's a legacy character and Just like Rick started the main show, Judith could start another type of show that has Walking Dead in its name, but it's a different show on its own. And if they follow the comics storyline as far as the Carl character goes in the comics, there could be some sort of thing they could do where they have Judith take on some of that story in season 11. And it'll maybe carry over into another spin-off that they might do down the road. Mario, that's what I don't like. They are introducing a lot of storylines that they aren't finishing in the main show. What storylines are you talking about though? I kind of agree, but I want to hear some of your examples of what you mean. Brad HD, what do you think the last minute of the show will look like? I mean, it could be anything, right? I don't know about the last minute, but I have a feeling that they're gonna do a remix of how the original comic ended, and a sort of after credit scene sort of thing, where it might feature Michonne and the possibility of her finding something that gets her even closer to Rick. Something like that. I've talked about that on another video, so if you want to know my thoughts, you can check that out. And I'll tell you the title of the video if you're interested. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Mario, like for example, CRM storylines probably won't be explained. Heath's situation and other character mentioned, and no other character mentioning him. Reapers probably PPP card. Yeah, I agree. CRM, I feel like they're gonna explain that in the movie. That's where most of the explanation is gonna be. They started it a little bit in Fear and in World Beyond, but most of it is probably gonna be in the movie. Heath, I agree. We're probably never gonna hear of him again or see him if he's not in the movie. The Reapers, I feel like if they are not connected to CRM at all, they're probably gonna be dealt with in season 10C. PPP card, I agree with you, but I think I remember Scott Gimple saying that that's gonna be explained in the movie. So I don't know. Mario, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I do agree that there's a bit of loose ends if we go back to the original or the beginning of the show. There's a lot of loose ends. But I think most of the big storylines have been resolved or are coming to a close. Let's just say that. Or will come to a close in the movie. Mario, most of people that don't watch World Beyond or Fear don't even know what CRM is. Yeah, I agree. And that's something that I feel they dropped the ball on that. Like, I personally know of someone that doesn't watch Fear, doesn't watch World Beyond. They just watched the main show. They were asking about Rick. When are we gonna know about what happened to Rick? They don't even know about a movie coming out. So it's like, you should have something in the main show that teases at the movie and lets people know that that will be resolved sometime, right? Having it in a separate story, in a separate spin-off, is not good, because most or a lot of fans are going to be out of the loop, you know? So I 100% agree with you on that. Mario, like, what if we see helicopter in season 11 and someone goes, hey, it's a helicopter, people? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Speaking of loose ends, big loose end. Why didn't Negan mention anything of a helicopter showing up with Jadis? Remember that? He was there. He saw the helicopter. He didn't mention anything. Father Gabriel, he knows Jadis does trading with people, right? Or trades people. Saw the helicopter. Never mentioned the word. What's up with that? And Father Gabriel, knowing Jadis in that story and the kidnapping story, knows Rick disappeared or died at the same time Jadis went away. And does Father Gabriel not think, sheesh, or geez, I don't know, sheesh, I don't know how you say it, there's a phrase for it. I wonder if there's a connection, you know? Nothing. So speaking of loose ends, that's definitely a big loose end. Less with Negan, more with Father Gabriel, in my opinion. Mario, meanwhile, it is slowly explained in separate spin-offs that people don't watch. Yeah, exactly. Drad HD, do you think we will see Alexandria get bigger with expansions and stuff added? Because Alexandria in the comics seems a lot bigger. No, I don't think so. I think they're not going to expand Alexandria at this point because there would be no point. Because most likely everyone's going to migrate to Commonwealth. So I don't think there's a point in doing something like that. I agree that comic Alexandria was bigger, but I don't think they're going to do that in the show. Mario, that was a big mistake. I feel like in Rick's final episode, they should have showed CRM soldiers making a deal with Jadis in prison, not in helicopter. In Rick's final episode, they should have showed CRM soldiers making a deal with Jadis in person. Oh, in person. I think I read prison. In person, not in helicopter. Yeah, that would have been a good... That would have added a bit more to it, yeah. And people would be like, what is this Star Wars? Yeah, like the soldiers, yeah. Honestly, this is what I think they could have done. Instead of having Al come across those documents, they should have had someone on the original show coming across those documents. And then they didn't need to do the World Beyond stuff in the show, the main show, because that would have been like extra. But the name CRM and the reveal about that and the reveal about what their soldiers look like, yes, like the symbols, the reveal, all of that, I think it should have been on the main show. Drad HD, what's your perfect community in the apocalypse? Can you describe it? I would say a group that's capable of self-preserving, like having some sort of a, like being able to produce the resources that they need, like farmlands, things like that, but at the same time having a military style of partition to be able to defend the place, always looking to expand their walls and clean up the walkers and be able to expand. and at the same time being allies with other bigger groups out there doing the same sort of thing. Like having a global connection like that would not global, I would say, but maybe more local, more central, localized network like that, with people who are doing the exact same thing, or who have the exact same philosophy. Also having people local in their community that are great doctors, that are maybe like people who are technical in different fields that might be needed, like engineers and things like that, to be able to rebuild, and architects and things like that, to be able to kind of bring back civilization at its full extent, if that makes sense. Mario, I feel like Symbol should still be on the show somewhere in Junkyard, where our survivors are trying to figure out what it means, and then Negan comes in and says, hey, I saw a helicopter. That whole Jada storyline is also a big loose end. She goes, Gabriel doesn't do anything, and no one talks about her. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, honestly, the documents that Al found on Fear could have been something that someone found on the main show at the junkyard, you know? And maybe they could have found a CRM soldier uniform somewhere there. Maybe one of the CRM soldiers died, or maybe Jadis got that from them or something, and she was keeping it, so they could find that. So they have like a uniform to go with, and then obviously the helicopter, Negan or Gabriel could have made that connection with the symbols, and then maybe they could have found documents that maybe Jadis had that has the CRM logo. Maybe not as much as what Al found, but something that starts that kind of reveal. You know what I mean? Maybe they, if they didn't want to reveal too much about being alive on the main show, they could have easily had everyone go, that's a stretch that they took Rick away, because we saw him, in the bridge when it exploded, and it's more likely that he just died. But then again, they would be like, why wasn't there a body found? But maybe there could be some sort of a possibility, but as far as they're concerned, Rick probably blew up to pieces and they just didn't find a body. Something like that. But I think they should have revealed a lot more about the CRM on the main show than they have done so far. Maybe that'll change in season 11. Especially now that they've done more in Fear and World Beyond. They might give our survivors some of that information in some way, shape, or form. So it's not new information to us, but to the survivors. And possibly people that haven't seen Fear and World Beyond. Mario, because Negan clearly saw both helicopters and symbol on it. Yeah, he did, absolutely. With Gabriel, he might not have seen the symbol because it was night. The helicopter was far away, but Negan definitely saw it. Definitely. Mario, Gabriel didn't. He only hear she was speaking with some people. Yeah, he did. He knows Jadis was trading with a group. So I think Gabriel should have should have revealed a lot more to the group than he did, or what it seems like he did. Mario, I want to be hopeful that Angela and Scout Gimple will return them in some form. Angela has really great ideas overall. Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. I don't know how much they're going to want to do in the main show because they might want to keep that for the movie. But then again, like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be new information. It could just be some information that we've seen on World Beyond and Fear, but it could be revealed to the survivors on the main show, and again, possibly people who haven't seen the other two shows could learn that information as well. So it won't be a complete waste of time, I'm just saying that. If they want to do it sort of again, but in a different way on the main show. But it might be too late for it, honestly, because of the Negan Gabriel loose end that we talked about. A great chance for them to do something is in 10C. With the Daryl episode, that's a flashback episode. That's the best episode where they can do some reveals that they might either have done in the other two shows as well, or something that might be new that we haven't seen before. Mario, at this point, they should give us a lot more. Yeah, I feel like they should, but they might want to keep that for the movies. They might not want to give too much away to keep people interested in the movie, especially now that there's been such a big gap that most people are just losing interest in the movie altogether. Mario, I have no idea how they're gonna fit CRM into 10C. There's 2 ways they could do it, or 3 ways. Like we mentioned earlier in the stream, the Reapers could be that connection. I also, the Daryl backstory, he could find some evidence of like a helicopter or a group like that. Even though he doesn't find Rick's body, he could find some other evidence that he may not necessarily think of or think connects, or there's a link, but audience knows there's a link, and maybe he comes to find out later in the current timeline that there's a link. Also, the stuff with Maggie, there could be some sort of a link there that they might be able to do. Mario, our biggest hope right now is to make Commonwealth not connected to CRM but aware of them. Or the other way around. For CRM to be aware of Commonwealth and make some sort of a cameo, let's just say that. And that could be the Reapers connection if they go that route. Drad HD, what season is your favorite? Season 9 and then season 6. Those 2. I have both on right there. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? It's right there. I have one Blu-ray and the other on DVD, I think. Alright, so we've been going for almost, or not almost, an hour and change. So we'll go for another maybe 5 minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and then we'll end the stream. So if anyone's still interested to participate in the giveaway, you can tag the channel by saying @ and then the channel name and then hashtag what I'm giving away. So If not, that's fine. But we'll go for another 5 minutes of Q&A, and that'll be the end of the stream. Mario, I will forgive them if they put Rick in that episode. In the last episode. Wait, I will forgive them if they put Rick in the last episodes. I don't think he's gonna appear. If he does, it'll be an after credit scene or a hallucination or a dream sequence. What I'm saying is that in the main storyline, Rick is not gonna show up in the main storyline. If he does, it'll be a separate thing on its own. That's not connected to the main storyline, as we know it in the main show. Alright, 4 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A and we will end the stream. Mario, what? Oh, well, if I remember in the comics, they never showed Eastern Alliance. No, they didn't, yeah. Yeah, they didn't show them. And I think there's a possibility that the Eastern Alliance could be something related to the group of people that Georgie, or the community, the network of communities that Georgie and Nagy could have been connected to, something like that. But they might not go that route, but that could be a connection. Mario, so they could remix that with CRM in the future. Yeah, they could. They could have the CRM enter the Commonwealth storyline in season 11 in that way if they want. It was the Eastern Alliance. It wasn't Western. It was the Eastern. So you were right. Originally. Senior Pickle, what an interesting name. Do you think the CRM and Commonwealth will battle at one point? I think there's a possibility that they might do like a massive war like that in season 11, but more realistically, they might tease at it in season 11 and the first movie, and they might actually do that war in one of the other movies that they're gonna do. Mario, if they showed the Alliance, there is still hope. But I think there are a lot of groups still around. Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of groups around. The question is, how are all of them connected? Like, what's the link? That's the main thing. Michael Matler, love that comic wall behind you. It's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's I keep changing it around, but that's what it looks like right now. They are coming out with these pretty awesome covers for the color version that they're releasing. Like I've been collecting all of them from the beginning, but they're gonna do. I think there's some variants coming for the colored version that is some of the characters half zombified, half normal. I'm definitely getting those, and those will go in there when I get it. So when it comes out and when I get it, I don't know when it's released, but yeah, that backdrop is definitely gonna change at that point. But that's what it looks like right now. I actually had a Negan statue there as well, right next to Rick, but it just fell down one day and it broke. So that's why it's not there. Originally, my idea was that issue, which is, I don't know, 141 something? 149 with Daryl, with Rick and Negan. I was gonna have that in the center, and then the Reagan statue on each side, and then issues connected to them on each side of that. And I did that for a little bit, but then the statue broke, and then, you know, I just had to change it. That Lucille is always gonna have its space there, so yeah, that's always gonna stay. All right, so another minute maybe of Q&A, the rapid fire Q&A, and then we'll end it. And I'm just extending it for a minute because some people joined, but we're not gonna go past the minute. So one more minute of rapid fire Q&A, ask away your questions, and then we'll end the stream. Senior Pickle, we would, or who would win in a fight? Thanos with all 6 stones or Rick Grimes? Hard one. Well, if you're legitimately asking that question, the answer is very easy. Obviously, it's Thanos, but if you want me to say who I'm rooting for Rick Grimes. Michael Matler, so Here's Negan is gonna be in 10C, right? Yes, it is, yeah. It's the final episode in the bonus. It's season 10 episode, let me think, 22, because there's 6 bonus episodes. So 10/22 is Here's Negan. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a great stream, great questions, great discussions. If you are on the chat and if you're not a subscriber and enjoyed the content that we have on the channel, consider subscribing to join our community. Also, don't forget to smash the like button and also share the videos if you like them. And press the bell to be notified when we upload on the channel, because obviously the bonus episodes are going to start next week. So we're going to have a lot more Walking Dead content coming up. So if you want to be up to date about them and be notified when we upload, make sure to press the bell. In terms of videos that I'm going to be doing, we're going to continue with the channel schedule that we have. So that'll still continue. It's just that we'll do more Walking Dead as we progress. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll see you all again next week in the next stream, next Friday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Usually I tell you guys ahead of time if we're not going to have a stream, but if I don't say anything, you can assume that we're going to have a 6 p.m. Live stream every Friday night. But that's it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.